On this episode, I am going to show you how to make old yellow fork tubes like these look pretty bright like this again for just pennies on the dollar, and probably with something that you already have around the house. So let's go, shall we? So, a few things that you will need: some nail polish remover, or you can use acetone. Make sure if it's nail polish remover, it says 100% acetone on it. You'll need a little bit of steel wool. You can either use, this is quadruple aught steel wool, but you could also probably use even the steel wool that they have for scrubbing pots, though you want to make sure that you're not scratching the underlying aluminum. And then sometimes a brush too. This can kind of get into those curved areas where you may not be able to get this into. You may want to get a few pieces of this. This stuff seems to break apart pretty quick. But yeah, let me show you what happens. Okay, so we're going to pick a spot of the fork tube that's pretty yellow, and that would be this. Some people say it's anodized and that it was done at the factory, and other people say that it is the clear coat that they put on it that is then yellowed because of UV rays. So we are going to see what happens. So some people say that this yellowing happens due to it being anodized at the factory, and there are other people who say that the yellow occurs because of the clear coat and UV radiation. I'm not sure which. The jury's still out. Some people argue one way, some people argue the other way. Just remember, you are going to need a brush, especially to get back here where the calipers are. And this might not be enough for my job, but it'll be at least be enough to show you, okay? So let's pick this spot that is pretty yellowed and let's see what happens, shall we? I just basically am gonna put some acetone on the steel wool, like so, and I'm just gonna rub it. Can you see it coming through? Hopefully you can, because I can. Once I start, I don't really want to stop because it just seems like, I don't know if it's the heat that's generated from me moving this back and forth, but it seems to help out. I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit here and I'm going to wipe it off. We're going to go ahead and hit it. Oop, way too much. We're going to go ahead and hit it again. I'm going to make sure to get it before it starts to dry again to take this off. There we go. May have to scrub a little bit. Once we do this, then it's just a light buffing, and it should look pretty good. So now that I have all of the yellowing off, or at least most of it, I'm going to use a buffing pad, and I'm going to use some different compounds. So usually when you get these buffing pads here, they'll come in an assortment, and then you get an assortment of colors. Black is usually the coarsest, white is usually the finest. So I'm going to buff this up, and we're going to see how it looks then. So I'm just applying even pressure. And when I need to, I'm putting right now just a little bit of the black on there. It's already, this has a lot of black on it already, so just putting a little bit just to kind of cut through any of that haze. And it'll take a while. Don't press too hard, or you may have undesirable results. So hopefully you can start to see the sheen in it. You can tell the difference between this and this say. So I'm just going to keep on hitting it, and then I'll move on to the white stuff, the white clay, to really try to bring out a luster. While it might take a little bit of elbow grease, it sure is worth it. I mean, you can see it shining from here. Now there's still nooks and crannies that need to be attended to, and usually what I do is I kind of do it in stages. I'll do this for now. The next time after I give it a bath and wax it, I'll do it again and again, and usually over the course of a season it's an incredible difference. But the before and after video that I just showed you, I mean, it really really looks good, right? And it wasn't all that hard. A little bit of acetone, a little bit of steel wool. You can get those pads. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can use those pads and get them off Amazon. I think they were under 20 bucks, and it really does revitalize it. And as long as I put some wax on there, it's not going to oxidize nearly as quick in between washes and stuff like that. So if you liked what you saw, I implore you, please click that like, click that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in the comments section. If you have a better way of doing this, let me know that too. They say that after you do this, you should always apply a coat of wax on it so that it doesn't start to oxidize. The aluminum doesn't start to, and it'll stay nice and shiny. But yeah, there you go, everybody. I really appreciate everybody who is clicking on that like and clicking on that subscribe and supporting the channel. Check out the merch store. Let me know if you are looking to see any other videos. I know you guys are probably wondering where Big Red is. I am waiting on a part for Big Red, and then we are going to be digging her out and trying to get her going even better than she's ever been before, okay? So stay tuned. Once again, make sure to keep both wheels on the ground. Thanks.